your concern about Carson's health is what? How much did you factor that into this contract, Howie?
Carson looks great. We get the opportunity to see him out here every day. Obviously, we have our doctors. We have a team of doctors on every player, not just Carson. So we're fully confident in Carson, and we couldn't be more excited to get this going. I'd like to say that I wish it was September, but after all the action the last few weeks, maybe in a week I could say that better. Maybe get away for a week, and then I'll be really excited for September.
In all seriousness, when it all comes down to it, though, the guy, as we all know, as talented as he is, as special as he is, both on and off the field, has not been able to stay on the field to finish the last couple of seasons. Is that at any concern level at all for you in the front office, Howie?
I think our actions speak louder than our words here, Rich. And, we wouldn't do this if we had any doubt about what Carson's going to do going forward. And, he does a great job in taking care of his body. And like everything in life, your experiences are a great teacher for things that you can do going forward.
And it just, you're the perfect person to ask this. He's an executive vice president of the Eagles, Howie Roseman, here on the Rich Eisen Show. I don't know if you saw I guess a colleague of yours in the NBA, and Bob Myers, last night, the general manager of the Golden State Warriors, getting very emotional at the microphone after Kevin Durant injured himself again in a game that a lot of people are wondering why he was playing. Can you walk me through the process of a front office and putting a player on the field that's significant, clearly, for the franchise? Carson would be a perfect example, who is hurt, banged up, and the concept of putting him into the fray in that regard?
Yeah,
How?
First, Bob is a friend and, someone, obviously you're in that situation. We were in that situation. A couple years ago. We were down in L.A. and Carson got hurt, and I think the one thing it does is it gives your leadership, your team, the character of your team, an opportunity to do something special and really kind of do it in that person's name, really. And they have a great opportunity, and they have such great character and leadership on that team. From the front office coaching staff on down, that I know they'll rebound, and wish them the best of luck as they go forward. But, I think a lot of times people don't understand this process, which I get. And really, it's controlled by doctors and your medical staff. And not only that, but you have so many outside consultants when you're talking about superstar players and really all your players, that nobody's just getting one opinion on any of these injuries. Nobody's just taking, for example, the team's opinion or the player's doctor's opinion. You're getting all of those opinions together, and it's a collaboration of information. And you're not doing anything, especially when you talk about, a player who's about to hit free agency, and I can't speak to individually that situation, but they're doing everything in a way that is totally transparent for the player, for the team, and only making that decision, like I saw his interview this morning, when it's nobody's fault. Things happen. It's the nature of the game. And so I think that sometimes there's this perspective that, the team is making the call only, but you have so many people involved in these decisions on all sides, and all of these things are above board.
So what did you think of when you saw him get emotional, Howie?
It just took me back to where we were in L.A. that time, but also really throughout the course of my time here, when you have players that you care about, and they're like your kids, they're like fingers on your hands. I mean, it's hard to see guys you care about suffering and not being able to perform. And I think about I was thinking about the fact that when we were in Minnesota preparing for the Super Bowl, and we had this group of guys, and it was Carson, it was Jason Peters, and it was Chris Maragos, and it was Darren Sproles, and it was Jordan Hicks, and those guys just working out, and while the team was preparing to play in the Super Bowl, and just feeling for them, and knowing that they work all these hours, they do all this stuff, they train just to have this opportunity. It's hard. This is why you do all that.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live, or download the Rich Eisen Show app.